Hello. Today I will be conducting my promised Northwest I-75 corridor line extending northwest from Atlanta Central Station to Chattanooga, where it connects with an as of yet unpublicized route from Huntsville north to Knoxville, which will connect to many points north from the western stretch of the Northeast Corridor to Chicago, points far northwest, which would be 12 to 14 hours away. Anyway, this line will begin at Atlanta Central Station, and it will start northwards along existing track. It will go through the Inman Yard, and then it will follow a new alignment that leads it via a more direct routing to the median of I-75, since these tracks here likely do not even extend northwest. Nope, they don't. But this will allow. Now, here is one of the largest curve straightening of all. Trains will probably travel through this, an edge city of Atlanta, so it was very difficult to do this. I figured it was better than sending it through the Cumberland interchange, which is one of the forgotten spaghetti bowls of the Atlanta area, and it will travel north around a shopping mall and then into a massive elevated causeway before following the median with curve straightening, of course, being done through a causeway, curve straightening of the I-75 route, and then it will depart very slightly from the route and follow a stretch of mountain, disconnecting the northwesternmost peak of the Atlanta exurbs from the rest of Atlanta. And considering the fact that this is such low density, I can get away with actually moving a few of the houses there, not very many, and then put a causeway over this reservoir, which supplies, I believe, the northwestern areas of Atlanta, while these reservoirs supply Atlanta. Anyway, I don't study water lines in major metropolitan areas, so I am not entirely sure, but this line continues out of the Atlanta area and into rural areas. No, I don't believe any city is large enough on this route between Atlanta. Here would be good for commuter rail, so would this entire stretch up to Cartersville, the northwesternmost borough, so to speak, of the Atlanta area. But no major cities, really. It follows the quite straight I-75 corridor. And this right here is very convenient because it allows just a short causeway and then right back into the median. Causeway here goes around a strip mall, Then then it goes through Damascus, which is a small suburb of the small city of Callahan. By the way, if you think that any of these cities are large enough to deserve a stop in and of themselves, please comment about that. Anyway, this continues northwest through Visacia, the rural town of Visacia, and goes through this freestanding little industrial park and enters Dalton, then continues northwest along the I-75 corridor. Major curve cutting there. Curve straightening by causeway, of course. Another causeway follows I-24 median. Tries to avoid the houses, but they can be moved slightly at the expense of Amtrak. And finally, it pulls into Chattanooga Station, which is near the Urban Shack restaurant. Normally major, if you live in Chattanooga, I believe you know what I'm talking about, but most wouldn't because it's not particularly large. Usually I try to put the stations near major sporting halls and convention centers in order to allow simply because the buildings that are already located there are already large enough to handle large volumes of people. But considering that this is Chattanooga, not Atlanta or Houston or or the fourth largest city, San Francisco, and most certainly not Chicago or Los Angeles or New York, I think that we can get away with putting it near a small restaurant, since not very many people are going to be getting off here anyway. Chattanooga doesn't really have that large of a sphere of influence. I mean, New York's sphere of influence, in some ways, extends all across the country. So does Los Angeles, and Chicago's covers most of the Midwest. But Chattanooga, I don't think so. So this line, more importantly, is a north to south connector and will connect most of the Midwest lines I discuss later. Anyway, this is Mobility Project, the blueprint for Amtrak, out.